Hi, everybody. It's Kevin Ioli from Yahoo Sports, and my next guest is the champ, one of the biggest victories of 2017, the UFC strawweight champ, Rose Namajunas. How are you, Rose?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing awesome. Your victory over Joanna Jedrzejczyk last year was just an amazing win, and you said something. I think in the ring afterwards that just resonated with so many people, and I want to read for people who didn't hear what you said because that was remarkable. I've covered UFC for so many years and haven't heard too many champions give a speech like this. You said there's so much crap going on in the media, news and stuff, and I just want to use my gift of martial arts to try to make this world a better place, to change the world. This belt doesn't mean anything, man. Just be a good person. That's it. This is extra. This is awesome, but just give each other hugs and be nice. What was your reaction to that speech? I mean, that was incredible. What did people say to you after that?
They call me loser. No, no. Everybody enjoyed it, and I think they enjoyed the speech after better than the fight itself.
Yeah, the fight was really remarkable. So, from your standpoint, Rose, what can you do as a fighter? You have a big platform now as a UFC world champion, but what can you do? That light in the background maybe not so great, but
Yeah,
what can you do as UFC champion with your bully pulpit to try to change the world in some small way?
yeah. So I just want to encourage people to just be themselves, and yeah, just be honest with who they are. It's and not trying to be so perfect all the time. It's obviously do your best, but I just hopefully I can be a good role model in the sense that you can be yourself and not have to put on this fake act in order to for whatever reason.
There is
Know?
a golf instructional book that's out there called Golf is Not a Game of Perfect, and it talks about you have to accept mistakes and everything. Did you in your fight career feel like you had to be able to accept that I can't be perfect in executing every technique, and if you accept the fact that things are going to go haywire maybe sometimes in the cage, that you became better?
Yeah, I think so. I'm definitely a perfectionist. I put a lot of pressure on myself. I beat myself up more than anybody else. So if I don't do that, then there's not many people that are going to be able to do that to me. So that's always a very important, I guess, thing to remember for myself.
What was it like for you in training camp last time? Because you've been one of the best fighters in the world for a long time. You fought for a world title. You have a lot of really big wins, and yet people were saying Rose has no chance. Like, did you do a slow burn? I know you smiled before the fight a lot, but was it bothering you at all?
No, I don't mind. If anything, I don't know. It's cool. I enjoy surprising people, and I enjoy surprising myself. Even that's just to be expected, and I'm kind of used to it.
I know you didn't surprise yourself by winning the fight, but was there anything that you did in the cage during the fight that surprised you?
Yeah, I think the composure that I had is really what being able to make little adjustments. Like there was, at one point I kind of reached a little bit and I pulled it back, and then there was a moment where after I knocked her down the first time, instead of trying to overly just go out of control, and I controlled myself really well.
You're here now, UFC 223 on Saturday. You're the co-main event. Going to defend your title against her again. Were you good when this was broached? Were you good with doing a rematch with her?
Of course, it's an honor to fight her again. What she's done it for the division is incredible. So I'm excited to do it once again.
I wanted to get your reasoning. You said there was a lot of negativity around her the last time. What did you mean by that?
Not just her, but just I think the entire MMA community. I think there was a lot of I don't know. I just one event in particular that really stuck out to me was, I think it was the Summer Slam or something like that. It was this past summer where there was just like all these big fights, and it was literally chaotic. Like being backstage and seeing how like all the fighters were just out of control. Like nobody was being respectful towards
Well,
anybody.
John Jones in
Everybody was
DC, right?
fighting on stage. What's that?
That was when John Jones in DC got into it, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, it was just like a zoo to me. Like, I felt like I was in a zoo thing, and you know, like that's all exciting and cool for fans and stuff, but that's not kind of the environment that I to be in or want to be associated with. So yeah, I just like to I guess bring back what martial arts I feel like really is, because it's not just a sport, you know. It's also, I think, a art as well.
It's kind of a lifestyle for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said that I would be good at martial arts regardless. This fighting career, and always be training in some way, shape, or form.
I want to ask you. I don't know if you got a chance to see Ronda Rousey's interview she did with ESPN about her WWE career. She made a comment about the UFC that I wanted to ask you about. She said that she had several times wanted to walk away, but she wasn't sure the women's division was ready for her to walk away. You're kind of one of the most prominent faces of the women's division right now, and some of that burden maybe. Who's that in the background?
That's me. It's good. My
What kind of dog do you have?
see, like a little coyote or something.
See, I'm a Basset Hound
Yeah,
person.
sorry about
I
that.
got six of them here, so I know that happens to me all the time. But she's you're now one of the faces of the thing. So do you feel that same kind of burden toward the sport itself that like Rhonda described? She said I didn't know if I could walk away because I wasn't sure the sport was ready for me to leave. Do you feel like any
No,
burden or obligation
no,
to the
that
sport?
no, I do it myself. Like, obviously, the more that I feel like doing, the more that it benefits those around me, and that's something that I want to do. It's something I want to help others as much as possible. But um, you know, I don't think it's my mission is bigger than just a division or just females. It's the entire world. I want to you know like be myself, and show everybody that they can be themselves too. And you know, I don't know. I just think, yeah, I just want to fight for my and hopefully inspire other people to do the same.
We know fight careers are short, and you're a young person with a lot of talent, and a lot of creativity, and everything. 5 years, 10 years after you're retired, what do you think you're going to be doing?
Probably something. I'll probably be a farmer. That's what I've wanted to be ever since I was a little girl, and I want to enable other people that maybe don't have the means to do it as well, and teach them about gardening and plant animals.
Very interesting. Very good. A couple other things I just want to run past you. I love the comment, and Pat said something. He said you won the fight last time, and you were out to the airport at 2:30 in the morning, um, and you said I felt like I robbed a bank. What was that all about?
Yeah. Yeah, because everybody was forward. Well, everybody. Obviously, I have supporters and people love me, but I felt like the whole world was behind Joanna with all her domination and intimidation that she had brought to the table. So like, yeah, I felt like I robbed the bank. I robbed I robbed her of the belt. I took it from her, and it there was obviously the sense of that wasn't supposed to happen from coming from the from myself. I knew that that was going to happen.
Right.
I trained really hard and I believed in myself. But yeah, for the rest of the world, it's kind of like just I flipped everybody on their heads, and so yeah, I headed out early because well, one, I just want to get home and stuff, but then two, there was all these protests going on, and then the next day there was gonna be a marathon, and it's just really chaotic, and it takes long to just go down the street in New York
Right.
to get there and before the adrenaline dump set in.
Yeah, it was something else. Just a couple other things I wanted to ask you about. Losing. A lot of fighters say losing makes you better. You had a couple losses and you got better from them. Do you feel like she's going to be better because she lost to you and maybe reassess what she's going on? So do you have to prepare and expect a better Joanna in this fight than you saw the last time?
Yeah, I don't have any expectations. I will be prepared for the best version of herself. I don't want to rely on the fact that, oh, she thought she's invincible. Now she's not. I don't. That's not something that I put in the forefront of my mind. I just focus on whoever's next, and that's it.
And lastly, we're going to assume you've won Saturday night. Where do you go next? I mean, how often do you want to defend the title this year? You want to go 2 more times?
I don't know, man. Every I say this might be the last one, so we'll see.
All right. Well, Rose, we wish you the best of luck against Joanna on Saturday at UFC 223, live on pay-per-view from Brooklyn, New York. Thanks, Rose.
Thank you.
See you, my friend.